Hey everyone, how's it going? Andrew Abaria here with another Yoga Masterminds analysis video. This week is all about Warrior 2, and I find that most teachers really focus on the cueing of the front leg in Warrior 2. They'll say some of the more obvious things like bend your front leg to 90 degrees, make sure the knee is stacked over the ankle, externally rotate that leg versus internally rotate it. All of that's great, but if you don't pay attention to the back leg, you're not getting sort of full total body benefit. So I have, as always, photos for you to examine, and we're looking specifically again at the back leg. So check out the back leg of the first yogi with the light blue pants and see if you can contrast it with the articulation of the back leg for this next student in the gray pants. Let's see that one more time. Can you see the difference between the back leg here versus the back leg here? All right, so what I'm seeing in the back leg of this first student is that there's this broken line of energy. The thigh bone angles in a certain way, but then the shin bone has its own angle, and then there's some issues with this back foot. So the back leg in Warrior 2, according to Yoga Masterminds methodology, needs to resemble and work towards the articulation found in Tadasana. In Tadasana, the limbs are tracking. The upper thigh bone is tracking with the shin bone. The knee is sort of is an unnecessary pivot point because the knee tracks in the same line connecting the two. And with this back leg, the four corners of the foot aren't really pressing down evenly. How do I know that? Because the foot is collapsed. I'm gonna take some of the marks off so you can see that for yourself. Sort of hard to see, I know, because she's wearing kind of looser pants, and it will be a little bit more obvious with the next student, but there needs to be more of a lift of the inner ankle and a more pressing down of the outer heel. Okay, let's contrast that now with the second student. And by the way, I'm not saying that the second student has nothing to work on. Clearly, we can see here in the front leg that it's not fully bent. There needs to be work there. But we look at the clean articulation of the back leg. Look at the clean tracking of the femur bone. Again, the knee is kind of just that connector point between that and the shin bone. And we see a very obvious lift of the inner arch of the back foot, which enables this outer heel to be really pressing down with vigor. I'm gonna remove those marks so you can see that for yourself and see if you can tell the difference now between what we're sort of pointing to in the back leg of this yogi versus the original photo. So I think the last thing to note here is that, when we call out cues for Warrior 2, your students, and hopefully you're saying cues for both front and back leg, it's very hard for students to get both right. As you can see here in this first photo, there's a really sharp articulation of the front leg, but again, the sleepiness, this sort of lack of awareness of the back leg. And then we find that it's the opposite situation here for this next photo, that there's a clean articulation of the back leg, but the front leg needs some work and development, right? Certainly in bending the front knee. And that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna feel like in Warrior 2, there's like a sort of tug of war. You do a lot of work to really anchor down this back foot, and what happens is that it pulls the thigh bone in and up, meaning it pulls it out of that 90-degree angle. Same thing here with this first student. Again, I'm gonna just remove those marks so you can see it a little bit more clearly. For the first student, you get this sharp articulation here, but what happens is it drags the back foot, the back thigh, towards all of that work you're doing in the front leg. So I guess my greater point here is just to make sure that you call out the cues evenly for the front and back leg, and to be visually aware that when you're calling out cues for the front leg, the student is probably gonna forget to articulate in the back leg and vice versa. I'll leave it here for now for this video. Let me know what thoughts you have in the comment section below. If you like this content, please like the video and share it with others. I'm really impressed, you guys, by those of you that are watching each and every week. The interaction sort of percentage ratio to the number of views is pretty awesome. So I'm hoping that you can share this video with others that might find this content useful. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel so you can get these videos sent directly to your inbox each week. That's it for me for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Yoga Masterminds analysis video.